rejected parts of ourselves often hold untapped strength. We also paused with a simple exercise to notice which skills come easily to awareness and which remain unnoticed or dismissed. The intention was not to judge, but to observe, because observation itself begins transformation. That brings us here. In part 2, we go one layer deeper, into a force that quietly shapes almost everything we think, feel, and do. Your subconscious mind. Most people vastly underestimate its power. Your conscious mind, the part you are aware of right now, processes roughly 40 to 50 bits of information per second. Your subconscious mind, on the other hand, processes around 11 million bits per second. Let that contrast settle for a moment. This means that the majority of your abilities, patterns, reactions, habits, creativity, fears, and strengths are operating below conscious awareness. So when you feel, I don't know why I reacted that way. I don't know how I knew that. I don't know why I feel capable yet hesitant. The answer is often simple, not obvious, but simple. Your subconscious already knows more than your conscious mind has accessed. Many of your capabilities are not missing. They are unrecognized. They live beneath the surface, waiting for the right conditions to be noticed and developed. But here is an important truth. You cannot access the subconscious using force or logic alone. The subconscious does not respond to command. It responds to state. This is why specific techniques have been used across cultures, psychology, and therapeutic practices to gently communicate with it. Practices such as meditation and mindfulness help quiet the conscious noise so deeper signals can emerge. Guided visualization allows the subconscious to communicate in images and symbols rather than words. Hypnosis and self-hypnosis work by bypassing the critical mind, allowing direct access to deeper layers of awareness. And dream work and journaling capture subconscious material when the conscious mind is relaxed or offline. None of these techniques are mystical. They are practical ways of shifting attention from control to observation. As we move through this part of the series, remember this. You are not trying to create something new. You are learning how to listen differently. The subconscious has been working for you all along. The work now is to build a bridge between awareness and what already exists within. Stay calm, stay open, and allow yourself to remain curious rather than certain. Because the moment you stop forcing answers, the deeper mind begins to speak. And that is where part 2 truly begins.
Let us now gently move into the next experience, one that builds directly on what we have just discussed. At this point, we are not trying to think harder. We are doing the opposite. We are going to soften the conscious mind, just enough to allow deeper awareness to come forward. This is a guided relaxation, not formal hypnosis. There is nothing mysterious or forceful about it. It is simply a natural way to quiet mental noise so that subtler insights can surface. So, wherever you are, allow yourself to become comfortable. If you can, sit with your spine supported. If you prefer, you may rest back slightly. There is no perfect posture, only ease. Begin by taking a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And gently release it through your mouth. Do that once more. Slow in, and slow out. Now allow your breathing to find its own rhythm. There is nothing to control. As your breath settles, notice your body. Notice where there is tension, perhaps in the shoulders, the jaw, the hands. You don't need to fix it. Just allow those areas to soften, even slightly. With each breath out, imagine unnecessary effort leaving the body. Now bring your attention to your thoughts. You may notice thoughts coming and going. That's perfectly fine. You are not here to stop thoughts. You are simply here to observe without engaging. If a thought arises, acknowledge it gently, and let it pass, like a cloud moving across the sky. As the conscious mind becomes quieter, something else begins to happen. Awareness deepens. In this relaxed state, you may notice images, words, sensations, or sudden knowing. Or you may simply notice a sense of openness. There is no right experience. Now, without effort, bring a soft curiosity inward and ask yourself, not as a question to be answered, but as an invitation. What abilities or strengths exist within me that I don't usually acknowledge? Do not search for answers. Do not analyze. Just allow whatever wants to surface, to surface. You may notice a skill, a quality, a way of being. You may notice something subtle, like intuition, adaptability, emotional sensing, creativity, resilience. Or something practical, organization, problem-solving, learning quickly. Whatever appears, let it appear without judgment. If nothing appears, that is also information. Simply stay relaxed and receptive. Remain here for a few moments, breathing, observing, allowing. Now, gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel the body again, the support beneath you, the space around you, and when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment now to reflect. Notice what, if anything, surfaced during this relaxed state. Notice how it feels different from the skills you listed earlier using conscious thought. Many people discover something important here. The skills that emerge during relaxation are often broader, more intuitive, more interpersonal, or more connected to inner strengths rather than external achievements. This does not make them less real. In fact, these skills are equally valid as those you consciously recognize. They are simply accessed through a different channel of awareness. Your conscious list shows what you know about yourself. This relaxed state reveals what you sense about yourself. Both matter. As we continue forward, we will begin comparing these layers, not to choose one over the other, but to integrate them. Because true self-awareness is not about replacing logic with intuition. It is about allowing both to work together. And this relaxed doorway you just experienced is one of the most natural ways hidden skills begin to reveal themselves.
Now, as you sit in this calmer, more open state, this is actually the perfect moment to take the next step. When the mind is relaxed and awareness is expanded, clarity begins to emerge naturally. And clarity is exactly what we need when we talk about goals. Goal setting, in this context, is not about pressure or ambition. It is about creating context. Skills do not exist in isolation. They make sense only in relation to where you are going. So let us gently move into identifying your goals, not as demands, but as directions. Begin by thinking about your short-term goals, those you hope to achieve in the next 3 to 12 months. These are specific, actionable objectives. They might relate to your work, learning, relationships, health, or personal growth. Ask yourself, what do I genuinely want to move toward in the near future? Short-term goals provide immediate context. They help you see which skills need to be applied right now, and which ones need strengthening. Now allow your attention to move further ahead, to your long-term goals. These are broader aspirations, those that unfold over 1, 3, or even 5 years or more. They may not be fully clear yet, and that is fine. Long-term goals are not about certainty. They are about direction. They reveal the kind of person you are becoming. They show which skills will matter over time, not just today. Now comes an important step, the connection between skills and goals. This is the bridge between who you are now and where you want to go. As you reflect, notice, which of your current skills clearly support your goals? Which goals feel blocked, not because of lack of effort, but because certain skills remain undeveloped or unseen? And which skills, especially those that surfaced in the relaxed state, suddenly feel more relevant than you realized? This connection often reveals two things at once: skill gaps, where growth is needed, and hidden strengths, which were always there but lacked context. By articulating both your short-term and long-term goals, you create a framework. This framework allows you to evaluate your skills with clarity rather than judgment. It helps you see what belongs in the open, what sits in blind spots, what remains hidden, and what is still undiscovered. And this context is crucial, because the Johari window is not just a model of awareness, it is a map of relevance. Without goals, skills remain abstract. With goals, skills become meaningful. As we move forward, keep this context gently in mind. Not as pressure, not as expectation, simply as a compass. Because when awareness, skills, and direction align, growth stops feeling forced and starts feeling natural.
So this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Everything we have done so far, the relaxation, the reflection, the exploration of the subconscious, the clarification of goals, has been quietly preparing the ground. The base is now properly set. Only when the mind is calm, open, and context is clear, does a framework truly make sense. And now, you are ready to be introduced to the core subject of this journey. This is where we formally begin. In 1955, two psychologists, Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham, introduced a model that would go on to quietly transform how individuals and groups understand self-awareness and human interaction. They called it the Johari Window. The name itself is simple and human. Jo, from Joseph, and Hari, from Harrington, a reminder that powerful ideas don't need complex names. What makes the Johari window remarkable is not its complexity, but its clarity. It offers a simple visual way to understand what you know about yourself, what others see in you, what you hide, and what remains completely undiscovered. And yet, within this simplicity lies enormous depth. Over the decades, the Johari window has become one of the most widely used tools in personal development, leadership, and team building, communication and trust building, coaching, therapy, and self-reflection. Why? Because it doesn't try to label or judge. It helps you see, and seeing, without defensiveness, without fear, is where real growth begins. As we move into the Johari window itself, remember this. This is not a test. This is not about proving anything. This is not about fixing what is wrong. It is about expanding awareness, gently and honestly. You now have a relaxed mind, a sense of direction through your goals, and openness to both conscious and subconscious insights. That is exactly the state needed to work with this model meaningfully. So take a breath, stay curious, and allow the Johari window to act not as a judgment of who you are, but as a mirror that helps you see more clearly. This is where the real exploration begins.
Now that you have been introduced to the Johari window, this is the moment where the picture becomes complete. What you are about to explore is not just a model. It is a living map of awareness. A way to understand how much of you is visible, how much is hidden, and how much is still waiting to be discovered. The Johari window is divided into 4 parts, or 4 quadrants. Together, they describe the whole of your psychological and emotional landscape. Not as labels, not as judgments, but as spaces of awareness. Think of these quadrants as rooms in a house. Some rooms are bright and open. Some are locked. Some are known by others but not by you. And some have not yet been entered by anyone. Let us gently walk through each one. The first quadrant is the open area. This is the part of you that is known both to you and to others. These are your visible skills, your obvious strengths, your recognizable qualities. Your communication style, your professional abilities, your habits and behaviors that people associate with you. This is your public self. The part of you that you are comfortable showing. The part that you use every day. When people think of skill development, they usually start here. And most of the time, they also end here. But this quadrant is only the surface. The open area includes skills you use confidently, abilities you talk about easily, traits others regularly appreciate or comment on, behaviors that feel natural and familiar. It is stable. It feels safe. It gives structure to your identity. But awareness does not grow by staying only in what is comfortable. It grows by gently exploring what lies beyond. The second quadrant is the blind spot. This is one of the most fascinating and powerful areas. Here live the skills, traits, and qualities that others see in you, but you do not recognize in yourself. This might sound surprising at first, but think about it. Have you ever had someone say, "You are really good at explaining things. You have a calming presence. You bring clarity to chaos. You make people feel heard." And you quietly thought, "I was just being normal." That is a blind spot. The blind spot holds enormous potential. Because these are abilities that already exist, already function, already impact others, but remain invisible to your own awareness. Once you become conscious of them, they can move into your open area and become strengths you use deliberately. The blind spot is not weakness. It is unrecognized power. The third quadrant is the hidden area. This is the space of things you know about yourself, but do not easily reveal to others. These may be skills you doubt, talents you fear being judged for, abilities you keep private, qualities you think are not professional enough, or strengths you are not yet ready to own publicly. This area is shaped by fear, insecurity, past experiences, or simply the desire for privacy. And that is completely human. But hidden skills are still skills. They represent a reservoir of potential waiting for safety, trust, and confidence to emerge. When the hidden area slowly becomes visible, confidence deepens. Authenticity strengthens. Your identity becomes more whole. The fourth and final quadrant is the unknown area. This is the most mysterious and the most exciting. Here exist abilities, talents, and dimensions of you that neither you nor anyone else knows yet. They have not appeared because you have not faced certain challenges, you have not explored certain environments, you have not allowed yourself certain experiences, or you have not gone deep enough inward. This is the space of future discovery. Many people never touch this area, not because it is empty, but because they stop exploring too soon. New experiences, emotional depth, reflection, failure, creativity, and courage all unlock doors to the unknown area. This is where transformation lives. So when you see all 4 quadrants together, something important becomes clear. You are far larger than what you currently know about yourself. The open area shows what is already visible. The blind spot shows what others see but you haven't claimed. The hidden area shows what you protect or doubt. The unknown area shows what has not yet been born. And the journey of self-awareness is not about fixing any of these. It is about movement. Movement from unknown to known, hidden to open, blind to conscious. Slowly, naturally, without force. This is why the Johari window is so powerful. It does not ask you to change. It asks you to observe. And in observation, transformation happens by itself.
Now that you understand the 4 quadrants, we begin with the first one. The most familiar, the most visible, the place where almost every conversation about skills usually starts. Quadrant 1 is called the open area. This is your public self. This is the part of you that you know, and others know as well. These are the skills, behaviors, and qualities that move freely between your inner world and the outer world. There is no tension here. No hiding. No confusion. You use these skills confidently. You rely on them. They feel natural to you. When someone asks, "What are you good at?" these are usually the first things that come to mind. And when others describe you, these are often the same qualities they mention. The open area is where agreement exists between self-perception and social perception. This is why most traditional skill assessments begin here, and unfortunately, often end here. Because it feels safe. It feels concrete. It feels measurable. But remember, in the Johari window, this is not the destination. It is the foundation. The open area shows you what is already working. Think about the skills in this space. You use them frequently. You don't hesitate to apply them. You trust them. You receive consistent feedback about them. People recognize these abilities in you. They rely on them. They appreciate them. These skills form the core of your professional identity. They shape how you are perceived in your work, your relationships, your role in groups. And you can easily give examples of using them. They are not abstract. They are lived experiences. You don't have to search for proof. You have stories. You have moments. You have evidence. This is why the open area brings stability. Before we explore what is hidden, unknown, or unrecognized, we anchor ourselves in what is already real. Now let us gently move into the exercise. Take a moment to return to your initial brainstorming list. The one where you wrote skills without overthinking. Look at that list again. And now ask yourself one simple question. Which of these skills would others immediately recognize in me? Not which ones you hope they see. Not which ones you want to develop. But which ones are already visible. Which skills do people comment on, appreciate, depend on, or associate with you? Circle those. Write them separately if needed. As you do this, notice how calm and grounded this feels. There is no pressure here. No performance. Just recognition. Now we take this one step deeper. Bring your short-term goals to mind. Those goals you set for the next 3 to 12 months. Ask yourself, which of these open skills directly support where I am going next? You will begin to see alignment. Some skills are already acting as bridges between who you are and where you want to go. Now bring your long-term goals to awareness. Your broader aspirations. Ask, which of these skills will remain relevant as I grow? These are not just skills. They are pillars. They form the structure of your future self. This is an important realization. The open area is not ordinary. It is powerful because it shows what is already integrated in you. It is where awareness and action are already united. And yet, there is something even more important to understand. The open area is not fixed. It expands. As you grow, blind spots move into the open. Hidden strengths become visible. Unknown abilities emerge. So this quadrant is not a limitation. It is a living space. It shows what has already been claimed. Take a moment now to acknowledge your open area. Not with pride, not with comparison, but with respect. This is your foundation. This is the part of you that is already functioning with clarity and confidence. And from this stable ground, we will soon move into the other quadrants, where discovery, expansion, and transformation truly begin.
Now that you are grounded in your open area, we gently move into the second quadrant of the Johari window. This is where discovery becomes more interesting, more surprising, and often more powerful. Quadrant 2 is called the blind spot. Your blind spot contains skills, qualities, and strengths that others clearly see in you, but you do not fully recognize in yourself. At first, this may sound strange. How can someone else see something in you that you cannot? But think about it for a moment. You live inside your own experience every day. What feels natural to you often feels ordinary. What comes easily to you feels normal. And what feels normal rarely feels special. This is why blind spots exist. They are not weaknesses. They are unclaimed strengths. These are abilities that are already active in you, already helping others, already making an impact, but remain invisible to your own awareness. Let's explore the characteristics of blind spot skills. Others frequently compliment you on them, but you quietly dismiss the feedback. You may say things like, "Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could do that. I just got lucky. It's not a big deal." But notice what is happening. You are minimizing something that others are clearly valuing. That is a blind spot. You perform these skills naturally, without conscious effort. There is no strain, no overthinking, no planning. They flow through you, and because they flow easily, you assume they have little worth. You undervalue them precisely because they come so naturally to you. This is one of the great paradoxes of human psychology. What is easiest for you is often hardest for someone else. You are surprised when people ask for your help in these areas. You may think, "Why me? Isn't this obvious? Don't you already know how to do this?" But their question is not random. It is recognition. They are seeing something you are not yet claiming. Blind spot skills represent some of the most powerful growth opportunities you have, because they already exist. They don't require invention. They require awareness. Once a blind spot becomes conscious, it can move into the open area. And what was unconscious becomes usable, teachable, and reliable. Now let us move into the exercise. Take a moment and recall feedback you have received in the past. Not the praise you accepted easily, but the praise you brushed aside. Think about moments when someone said, "You are really good at listening. You make complex things simple. You have a calming presence. You notice things others miss. You bring clarity when things are confusing. You motivate people without trying." And you responded internally with, "I was just being myself." That is the blind spot speaking. Write down those qualities, even if you feel unsure. Even if part of you wants to reject them. Just note them. Now gently connect these blind spot skills to your goals. Look at your short-term goals. Ask yourself, how might these unnoticed strengths help me move forward faster or with less struggle? Then look at your long-term goals. Ask, which of these blind spot skills might become central to who I am becoming? You may notice something powerful here. Some of your future growth is not about learning something new. It is about owning what is already present. The blind spot teaches humility. It reminds us that we are often larger than our self-image. It also teaches trust. Trust in the perceptions of others, trust in feedback, trust that not everything valuable feels dramatic or difficult. Some of your greatest gifts feel invisible to you because they are effortless. And effortlessness is often mistaken for insignificance. But in truth, it is mastery. So take a moment to let this land. You are not just what you know about yourself. You are also what others already see in you. And as you begin to accept these reflections, your open area expands. Your confidence becomes grounded. Your identity becomes richer and more accurate. The blind spot is not something to fear. It is something to welcome. Because it carries the promise of growth without force, of development without struggle, and of discovering power that was already alive within you.
Now that you are grounded in your open area, we gently move into the second quadrant of the Johari window. This is where discovery becomes more interesting, more surprising, and often more powerful. Quadrant 2 is called the blind spot. Your blind spot contains skills, qualities, and strengths that others clearly see in you, but you do not fully recognize in yourself. At first, this may sound strange. How can someone else see something in you that you cannot? But think about it for a moment. You live inside your own experience every day. What feels natural to you often feels ordinary. What comes easily to you feels normal. And what feels normal rarely feels special. This is why blind spots exist. They are not weaknesses. They are unclaimed strengths. These are abilities that are already active in you, already helping others, already making an impact, but remain invisible to your own awareness. Let's explore the characteristics of blind spot skills. Others frequently compliment you on them, but you quietly dismiss the feedback. You may say things like, "Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could do that. I just got lucky. It's not a big deal." But notice what is happening. You are minimizing something that others are clearly valuing. That is a blind spot. You perform these skills naturally, without conscious effort. There is no strain, no overthinking, no planning. They flow through you, and because they flow easily, you assume they have little worth. You undervalue them precisely because they come so naturally to you. This is one of the great paradoxes of human psychology. What is easiest for you is often hardest for someone else. You are surprised when people ask for your help in these areas. You may think, why me? Isn't this obvious? Don't you already know how to do this? But their question is not random. It is recognition. They are seeing something you are not yet claiming. Blind spot skills represent some of the most powerful growth opportunities you have, because they already exist. They don't require invention. They require awareness. Once a blind spot becomes conscious, it can move into the open area. And what was unconscious becomes usable, teachable, and reliable. Now let us move into the exercise. Take a moment and recall feedback you have received in the past. Not the praise you accepted easily, but the praise you brushed aside. Think about moments when someone said, "You are really good at listening. You make complex things simple. You have a calming presence. You notice things others miss. You bring clarity when things are confusing. You motivate people without trying." And you responded internally with, "I was just being myself." That is the blind spot speaking. Write down those qualities, even if you feel unsure. Even if part of you wants to reject them, just note them. Now gently connect these blind spot skills to your goals. Look at your short-term goals. Ask yourself, how might these unnoticed strengths help me move forward faster or with less struggle? Then look at your long-term goals. Ask, which of these blind spot skills might become central to who I am becoming? You may notice something powerful here. Some of your future growth is not about learning something new. It is about owning what is already present. The blind spot teaches humility. It reminds us that we are often larger than our self-image. It also teaches trust. Trust in the perceptions of others, trust in feedback, trust that not everything valuable feels dramatic or difficult. Some of your greatest gifts feel invisible to you because they are effortless. And effortlessness is often mistaken for insignificance. But in truth, it is mastery. So take a moment to let this land. You are not just what you know about yourself. You are also what others already see in you. And as you begin to accept these reflections, your open area expands. Your confidence becomes grounded, your identity becomes richer and more accurate. The blind spot is not something to fear. It is something to welcome. Because it carries the promise of growth without force, of development without struggle, and of discovering power that was already alive within you.
As we move deeper into the Johari window, we now enter a space that is quiet, personal, and deeply honest. This is Quadrant 3, the hidden area. The hidden area contains the skills, talents, and capabilities that you already know you have, but you choose not to share with others. These are not unconscious. These are not unknown. They are simply unexpressed. You are aware of them. You feel their presence, yet you keep them protected inside. And there are many reasons why we do this. Sometimes it is the asterisk fear of judgment or criticism. You may think, what if people don't understand? What if they laugh? What if I fail and it becomes public? So the skill stays hidden, not because it is weak, but because it feels vulnerable. Sometimes it is asterisk lack of confidence. You know you can do it, but you don't fully trust it yet. It feels unfinished, not polished, not ready, so you wait. Sometimes it is the belief that the skill is asterisk not valuable or relevant. You might say to yourself, this doesn't fit my profession. This is just a personal interest. This is not important. And sometimes, hiding is a conscious choice. This is asterisk strategic privacy. You hold a skill back because it gives you an advantage. You reveal only what is necessary. You keep something in reserve. All of these reasons are valid. They are human, they are protective, but they also create a pause in growth. Because a skill that is never expressed is a skill that never fully develops. The hidden area is not a place of weakness. It is a place of stored potential. It is energy that is waiting for permission. It is where creativity waits to be trusted, where leadership waits to be acknowledged, where intuition waits to be honored, where courage waits to be tested. Now pause and gently reflect. Are there things you know you can do, but rarely allow others to see? Are there abilities you show only in safe spaces? Talents you share only with close friends? Ideas you keep to yourself? These are not accidental. They are part of your hidden area. Now let us move into the exercise. Take a quiet moment and ask yourself, what skills do I possess that I rarely share or demonstrate publicly? Do not overthink. Do not judge. Just notice. They may be creativity, emotional intelligence, leadership, public speaking, intuition, problem solving, teaching, writing, strategic thinking, empathy. Write them down. Now ask a second question. Why'd I keep these hidden? Is it fear, doubt, habit, past experiences, or simply because you never questioned it? Again, no right answer. Only awareness. Now connect this to your goals. Look at your short-term goals. Ask yourself, if I allowed even one of these hidden skills to be seen, how would it support what I am trying to achieve? Then look at your long-term goals. Ask, which of these hidden abilities will be essential for the person I am becoming? Often, something powerful becomes clear here. Your goals are not blocked because you lack ability. They are delayed because some abilities remain silent. The hidden area shows you what is already present, but waiting for self-trust. This quadrant does not demand sudden exposure. It asks for gentle courage. You do not need to show everything to everyone. You only need to stop denying what is real within you. When a hidden skill is acknowledged, even privately, it begins to grow. When it is expressed, even carefully, it gains strength. And when it is owned, it becomes part of your open area. The hidden area is where authenticity begins. Not by performing, not by proving, but by honoring your own truth first. And every time you allow a hidden part of yourself to breathe, your confidence deepens, your identity becomes fuller, and your journey becomes more real.
Now we move into the fourth and most mysterious quadrant of the Johari window. This is the unknown area. This is the part of you that neither you nor anyone else has discovered yet. Not because it does not exist, but because life has not yet asked for it. Because circumstances have not yet invited it forward. Because awareness has not yet gone that deep. The unknown area contains talents you have never had the opportunity to explore, capabilities that will emerge through new experiences, potentials buried deep in your subconscious, and skills that will develop only when you stretch toward challenging goals. This quadrant reminds us of something very important. You are not finished. You are not fully revealed. You are still unfolding. Most people build their identity from what they already know. But true growth happens when you allow space for what you do not yet know. The unknown area is not empty. It is fertile. It is where creativity is born. It is where leadership awakens. It is where courage is discovered. It is where transformation begins. But accessing this quadrant requires something different from the others. It requires stepping outside comfort, trying new experiences, allowing uncertainty, and being willing to fail while learning. Because what is unknown cannot be controlled. It can only be invited. And one of the most gentle ways to invite it is through self-hypnosis and guided visualization. Not as something mystical, but as a way to communicate with the subconscious mind. So now, allow yourself to move into a short guided experience. This is safe. This is gentle. And you are always in control. First, make sure you are sitting or lying in a comfortable position. Your body supported. Your spine relaxed. Your hands resting easily. Take a slow breath in through your nose, and release it through your mouth. Again, slow in, slow out. Let your breathing become natural. Now gently close your eyes, if they are not already closed. Bring your attention to your body. Notice where it touches the chair, the floor, or the bed. Let yourself feel supported. With every breath out, imagine your body becoming a little heavier, a little calmer, a little more relaxed. Now bring your awareness to your mind. You do not need to stop thoughts. Just let them pass like clouds. Each breath out creates more space. Now imagine yourself standing at the edge of a wide, open field. This field represents your unknown area. You have never walked here before. Not because it was closed, but because you never needed to. Notice how this place feels. There is curiosity. There is openness. There is no pressure. In this field, imagine a soft light in the distance. This light represents untapped potential. You do not need to walk toward it quickly. Just know it is there. Now silently ask yourself, what abilities are waiting for me to discover them? What strengths are resting inside me, waiting for the right moment? Do not search for answers. Just allow impressions. You might see images. You might feel emotions. You might sense excitement, calm, or curiosity. Or you may feel nothing at all. All experiences are valid. Now imagine that this light gently expands, surrounding you. Not forcing, not overwhelming, just present. This light represents your subconscious resources. Everything you need for growth already exists inside you. Now repeat quietly inside. I am open to discovering what I do not yet know. I allow new strengths to emerge naturally. I trust my capacity to grow. Stay with this feeling for a few moments. Breathing, allowing, receiving, and now, gently bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body, back to the room around you. When you feel ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment before moving. What you just experienced was not imagination alone. It was communication with deeper layers of awareness. Self-hypnosis and guided visualization allow the conscious mind to soften so that the subconscious can speak. They give you glimpses into the unknown area, not by defining it, but by opening the door to it. The unknown area grows when you try something new, challenge yourself, allow mistakes, reflect, and trust the process. You do not need to rush into it. You only need to stay open to it. Because the unknown area is not about becoming someone else. It is about discovering more of who you already are. And as you explore this quadrant, remember, your future strengths are already inside you. They are simply waiting for awareness, courage, and experience to call them forward.
Now we take the exploration of the unknown area one step further. Earlier, you touched the idea that hidden potential already exists within you. Now, we give that potential a shape, a direction, and a living image. This process is called future pacing. It comes from NLP, and it is one of the most powerful ways to access abilities that have not yet fully emerged. Future pacing does not predict the future. It activates it, because when the mind experiences something vividly, the subconscious begins preparing for it. So allow yourself to become comfortable again. Sit or lie in a way that your body feels supported. Take a slow breath in, and release it gently. Another breath in, and out. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw relax. Let your breathing find its own rhythm. Now gently close your eyes. Imagine a timeline in front of you. This line represents your life. And now imagine yourself stepping forward along this line, 5 years into the future. Not rushing, just moving naturally, you arrive at a version of yourself who has already achieved your long-term goals. Not trying, not struggling, already living them. Take a moment to observe. Notice how you stand, how you breathe, how you carry yourself. There is calm, there is confidence, there is ease. Now look into your own eyes in this future version. This is still you, just expanded. Ask gently inside, what skills do you use effortlessly now? And then allow the answers to appear. You may notice clarity, decisiveness, leadership, emotional intelligence, communication, intuition, courage, creativity, or something entirely unique. Do not judge what arises. Just observe. Now watch how your future self approaches challenges. Do they panic? Or do they pause? Do they avoid? Or do they engage calmly? Notice the difference between how you respond today and how your future self responds naturally. This shows you not just skills, but states of being. Now ask another gentle question. What capabilities did you develop that I am currently unaware of? Do not force an answer. Let your subconscious respond in its own language. It may come as a feeling, an image, a word, or simply a knowing. These are not fantasies. They are previews. They are signals from the part of you that already knows your direction. Now imagine your future self smiling at you. Not as someone superior, but as someone familiar. They understand your doubts. They remember your struggles. And they are living proof that growth happened naturally. Now imagine your future self saying to you, you already had everything you needed. You just needed time, trust, and courage to unfold. Let that sink in. Take a slow breath in. And as you breathe out, imagine bringing that future awareness back into your present body. Let your present self absorb the confidence, the clarity, the calm. Now gently bring your attention back to your breath, back to the space around you, back to the present moment. When you are ready, open your eyes slowly. Pause before moving. Now comes the integration. What you experienced was not imagination alone. It was communication with potential. The skills you noticed in your future self are not dreams. They are seeds. They already exist within you in raw form. They are waiting for development, experience, and trust. Write down what emerge. The skills, the qualities, the ways of responding, the inner strengths. Then connect them to your goals. Ask yourself, which of these skills will help me move forward now? Which ones belong to my long-term path? Which ones feel completely new? This is how the unknown area begins to become known. Not through force, not through pressure, but through vision. Future pacing does something subtle and powerful. It tells your subconscious, this is safe. This is possible. This is mine. And once the mind accepts possibility, growth becomes natural. You are no longer chasing change. You are remembering who you are becoming.
Now, as we come close to the end of this journey, something important begins to happen inside you. You are no longer looking at your skills from a single angle. You are seeing yourself from a wider, deeper perspective. Earlier, you may have thought your abilities were limited to what you could easily name. Now, after exploring all 4 quadrants of the Johari window, your picture is much more complete. You have seen what is open and visible, what others see but you had not claimed, what you have kept hidden, and what is still waiting to be discovered. This expanded awareness changes everything. This is the moment where you revise not just your skill inventory, but your understanding of what is possible for you. Take a slow breath and let this settle. You are not who you thought you were. You are more. With this expanded perspective, your goals may begin to feel different. Not heavier, not more difficult, but more aligned. Sometimes, as awareness grows, people realize, I was aiming too low. I was being cautious because I didn't trust my own depth. I didn't know I already had this much support inside me. This is natural. So now we move into revising your goals and your skill inventory. Not by throwing everything away, but by refining it with clarity. Bring your short-term goals back into awareness. The goals you set for the next few months. Now look at them through the lens of all 4 quadrants. Ask yourself gently, do these goals truly reflect what I am capable of now? Are there skills I discovered that make these goals easier than I first believed? Are there opportunities I didn't consider because I underestimated myself? You may notice that some goals can be set a little higher. Not out of ego, but out of honesty. Now bring your long-term goals into awareness. Ask, do these still feel aligned with who I am becoming? Do I see new directions that feel more authentic? Are there paths opening that I had not considered before? This is not about changing everything. It is about letting your goals evolve with your awareness. Now let us move into the integration exercise. Take a moment and mentally review all the skills you identified, from the open area, from the blind spot, from the hidden area, from the unknown area. Notice how much larger this list is than what you started with. This is your true skill inventory. And now, ask yourself, with this awareness, are there goals I might approach with more confidence? Are there new directions worth exploring? Are there old limitations that no longer make sense? Sometimes growth is not about adding more effort. It is about removing underestimation. Now we move into action planning. For each quadrant, identify one small, specific action. Not something dramatic, not something overwhelming, just one honest step. For the open area, ask, what is one way I can use my strongest visible skill more intentionally toward my main goal? For the blind spot, ask, what is one action where I consciously apply a strength others already see in me? For the hidden area, ask, what is one safe way I can express a skill I usually keep private? For the unknown area, ask, what is one new experience I can try that might reveal something new about me? These 4 actions together create balance. They honor what you know. They invite what you are learning. They respect what you protect. And they open space for what is emerging. Now pause and feel what is happening. You are no longer working from lack. You are working from abundance. This revised perspective shows you something powerful. You were never under-resourced. You were under-aware. And awareness changes everything. When you move forward from this point, you are not just chasing goals. You are walking with a deeper understanding of who you are, what you carry, and how much is already supporting you. This is the quiet power of integration. Not excitement, not pressure, just clarity. And clarity is the strongest foundation for any meaningful journey.
Now, finally we have reached to the end of this journey. Take a quiet moment to feel what has shifted within you. You began with a small understanding of your skills, and now you hold a much wider, richer picture of yourself. You have seen that skills and potential are not static. They are dynamic. They move. They evolve. They grow as awareness grows. The boundaries between the quadrants are never fixed. Blind spots become visible through honest feedback. Hidden skills emerge when you feel psychologically safe. Unknown potentials reveal themselves through new experiences and courage. And the open area expands as everything else comes into awareness. This means something very important. Your capacity is not fixed. It is not limited. It is an ever-expanding frontier. There is no skill that is truly off limits. There is no ability that is permanently out of reach. There is only awareness waiting to grow. This is why Jagwant and Rajeev created this training. Not to overwhelm you, not to flood you with theory, but to give you a asterisk glimpse. Just a glimpse of what is possible. What you have experienced here is only the tip of the iceberg. It is meant to open curiosity, to awaken reflection, to remind you that you are far more resourceful than you once believed. If this short training has resonated with you, if something inside you feels stirred or expanded, then there is much more waiting for you in the complete training experience. To know more, you can call them, email them, or simply comment here. They will guide you toward the next steps. And before you go, we ask for one small thing. If this journey has added value to you, please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, please share your thoughts in the comments. Your reflections are part of this process. Your questions shape what comes next. Take this calmness with you. Take this expanded awareness into your daily life. Your journey of self-discovery has not ended here. It has only just begun.